Hello there and welcome to the Outside Views report on European politics. The EU will increase funding for the supply of arms and equipment to Ukraine and other partner countries by a further 3.5 billion euros. The foreign ministers of the member states made a corresponding decision at a meeting in Luxembourg on Monday, according to an EU spokeswoman. It is a clear political signal of the EU's continued commitment to military support to Ukraine and other partners. Specifically, Monday's decision increased the financial gap for the so-called European Peace Facility to around 12 billion euros. This EU financing instrument was created before the start of the war in the Ukraine to provide military support to partner countries and was originally only endowed with around 5 billion euros for the period of 2021 to 27. Because of the unexpected Russian war of aggression against Ukraine, these funds are far from sufficient. Around 5.6 billion euros have already been released for aid to the Ukrainian armed forces alone. And in addition to Ukraine, countries such as Bosnia-Herzegovina, Georgia, Lebanon and Mauritania are benefiting from the money. According to the German federal government, Germany finances around a quarter of the aid. But also NATO member Denmark wants to phase out its F-16 fighter jets 2 years ahead of schedule, possibly paving the way for donating the planes to Ukraine. The machines of the Danish Air Force are now to be retired in 2025 instead of 27, as previously planned, as reported by the Danish broadcaster DR on Monday. Acting Defense Minister Troels Lund Poulsen told the broadcaster that this would also bring a Danish donation of the fighter jets to Ukraine closer. At the request of the German press agency, the Ministry of Defense in Copenhagen confirmed that the Danish F-16 will be phased out by the end of 25. The reason for this is that the successor, the F-35 type, can be put into operation faster than planned. Denmark, in cooperation with the Netherlands, wants to train Ukrainian fighter jets pilots at an Air Force base near the German-Danish border so that they are able to fly the F-16. Poulsen expects the training to take 6 to 8 months. A possible fighter jet donation should therefore take place after this training in 24 at the earliest. However, a decision on this could be made beforehand, as Poulsen told the DR. Denmark has 43 F-16 Fighting Falcons, according to DR, of which around 30 are still in use. From autumn 23 to the end of 25, they are all to be replaced by modern F-35A Joint Strike Fighters. And the new pro-Western government in Bulgaria wants to provide more military aid to Ukraine as well, which has been attacked by Russia. As the government press office also announced on Monday, Prime Minister Nikolai Denkov's Liberal Conservative cabinet approved a new military and military technical aid package for Ukraine last Friday. Details were not given yet, but it was only said that the new package was of a similar scope to Bulgaria's first aid package for Kiev from the end of 22. There was also no details on that at that time. Former Eastern Bloc country Bulgaria, which has been a NATO member since 2004, still has Soviet-style armaments at its disposal. A dispute over support for Ukraine has already flared up between the government in office since June 6th and the head of state Rumen Radev, who is considered pro-Russian. Radev warned that Bulgaria would join the EU initiative to supply ammunition. Defense Minister Todor Tagarev announced greater Bulgarian support for EU efforts to supply Ukraine with ammunition it needs. So the support for Ukraine is ongoing. And I'm talking about the ministerial decision in this video because when I'm filming this, the EU head of state and government are still discussing the topic. And so I can only give you in time for Saturday the ministerial decision and not the head of state and government decision. That will be too late to make a video for Saturday morning when they finally decide what they have to say about this. But the ministerial decisions are majority decisions, and so I don't see many changes here, just on some points where they need a unanimous vote, because Poland and Hungary are angry because of the asylum compromise that was the majority decision, and they will probably play the old game of blocking some decisions where unanimous votes are needed to make their point for other stuff. So let's wait and see what happens there. But if you want to take part in something that's old and new, because tomorrow the Outside Views live streams will come back. On Sunday at 6 p.m. CET, I will restart the Outside Views live streams. I did them in the past and I wanted to restart them for a long time, but then I also had the trouble with the Russian hackers and rebuilding my main channel and so on. But it will happen now on Sunday at 6 p.m. CET. And just visit me there if you haven't been there yet. And if you want to see something else right now, the next video is right here in the end screen. I'll see you there. I'll be back.